Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Exciting times, Joe. You love this part, don't you?
I love the
Every
whiteboard.
year we look at our team of the season. So the Saturday Social whiteboard is out in all of its glory, and we've asked both guests to pick their best 11 players. They don't know who each other have picked.
No.
Do you want to explain how this is going to work? You're not happy with James's team, are you?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm happy with the majority of it because we've already come to 6 agreed players. These players are in both of your teams.
Fine,
okay?
let's have a look at them.
So we can see them now. Trent's in there, Virgil van Dijk's in there, Declan Rice, and then interestingly, I think Smithy here, the same front three, and it's Salah, Ronaldo, and Son.
Yeah. So what we're going to ask you first. Toughest to sort of leave out in the front three areas. The interesting one. I mean, Harry Kane, for instance, was in Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher's team of the season. You've also had the likes of Sadio Mane, who's had a good season. Neither of those in either of your front three, James.
No, I think that we spoke about players of the season. I think it is Salah and Son as those two, as we discussed. And then Ronaldo, I guess, is the one that you would have some kind of debate over. But
edges out Kane for you, just.
Yeah, I mean, they get relegated if he's not there. Man United.
Relegated, wow.
Relegated.
Come on now, James.
And you've gone Ronaldo, Harry,
Yes,
and you straight in Ronaldo, which was quite interesting actually, because recently on this very show you had this to say about Ronaldo. Take a listen to this.
I don't think he's going to develop the younger players. I don't think that the position that he's in allows the younger players like the Elangas or even Rashford to have an opportunity to play where they are suited to. So I don't think Ronaldo should be there next season.
Okay.
I think he's done what he can do, and what he can do for me isn't at the level that he should be or was before. So
Joe particularly likes us picking that clip
no,
out.
it was. So I got something here. So obviously, this is a signed Ronaldo shirt. What happened was, I went and spoke to him. We had a conversation. I said, listen, mate, I've been going through some stuff. It's early morning, so I'm not really thinking the best.
Yeah.
But as I've come to my senses, had a good sleep, I've realised that he has to be there. And what I said was, what I meant to say
I can
was...
smell that shirt.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It smells like match worn. But no, what it is, yeah.
What a guy.
What I wanted to say was, look, Ronaldo, with the young players that we've got, he's always going to play. And the position that we was in right now, we had a lot of young players that weren't playing in their positions that they're suited to. So I thought, you know what, maybe if we're going to have a revamp of the squad, Ronaldo should leave. But clearly, as the season's gone on, I've realised how important he is. And like James alluded to, we would have probably been like 15th if not for Ronaldo's goal. So it was silly of me, and we've sorted it out.
Live and learn.
Do you know what I love about this, Joe?
And he's got a signed shirt out of it.
We think that Harry got wind that we were showing that clip and was almost happy we were showing it. Now it makes total sense that you wanted to dig out the shirt.
I saw him bring out the bag and slip
Please
something
run the
behind his back before we did that. So I knew something was coming, put it that way.
Okay, so Ronaldo was the debate between, you said Kane, there's a few other players, Mane. Jared Bowen, I think, deserves a mention as well. Jared Bowen's had an unbelievable season. I think the rest, like you said, Van Dijk, Declan Rice, Trent would have been everyone's team, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can now see from each of you the 5 players that you couldn't agree on. We'll start with goalkeeper.
Okay.
So which goalkeeper did you pick, James, and who did you pick, Harry? So you've gone for Alisson, you went for Jose Sarr as your goalkeeper of the year. Why Jose Sarr?
It has
He
to
would have
be
been my signing of the season.
Yes, well, yeah, I think he's a nominee for that, definitely. He's prevented like 12 goals. If you look at the expected points, Wolves would be like 14th, 15th in the league. They would be really struggling because they haven't scored many goals, but they haven't conceded many. And he cost €8 million.
Amazing.
Like so cheap.
Great
his save percentage is 79%. I think the reason why he has to be in is like, what has he got to do to get in after the season that he's had?
He's got the second best save ratio and the highest XG prevented among all Premier League goalkeepers this season. You've gone for Alisson, who actually has the best save ratio and 20 clean sheets in the Premier League this season. So again, he's had a great season as well.
Do I need to say anything, Smithy?
But is this about the best players, or is it people
My
that
point is,
who should be in the team of the
with
season?
Alisson, you got to see this level of consistency isn't normal, and it's not like a lot of keepers around the world can do what he's doing in a league that is so highly dominated by a random goal can mess up your clean sheets. He's been instrumental to Liverpool's
the one-on-one
play.
saves.
It's ridiculous. Like I think he's a scary keeper. I think after you beat Van Dijk and Konate, you've still got to face the final boss. And I think he's arguably for me one of the best keepers in the world right now, and has been so for the last few years as well.
I agree. He's probably the best goalkeeper.
we're going to
Courtois,
put him
but
there.
that's not what this is about. This is about team of the season.
That's rude for him to do.
No, I'm just saying, look,
Harry,
guys.
I'll look over it because we're about to swap them.
Yeah, James. So
My point is, again, what has he got to do to be in the team of the season? You reeled off all those stats. He also spends half the game twiddling his thumbs. because he's playing for one of the best teams.
No,
he's amazing.
I
He's
hear you.
amazing.
But he is a candidate.
And if we're
for
talking about
player of the
best,
season,
if
Alex.
we're talking
my
about
point
best,
is-
then fine.
Yeah.
But this is the team of the season, the players who've exceeded expectation the most. It has to be Jose Sarr. Has to be.
Joe, do you want to, as the neutral here, make a decision?
Oh, yeah,
here?
I forgot you're not neutral on this one.
I can make a decision.
Do you know what? I think Alisson has been the best keeper in the world, so it should be him. But I kind of agree with James. I think we should make it a little bit interesting, just because otherwise it's going to be all Liverpool.
We're doing that
It's gonna
bargain
be all
bucket.
Man
Because he
City.
costs 8 mil, bargain bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
I hear it.
He has been legitimately amazing, Jose.
That's the last one you're
and
getting there,
Alisson,
James.
yes, has been best keeper in the world. I think he's an argument for the player of the season, actually. Alisson, he's been that important to Liverpool. But I want it to be a bit interesting. So let's
I'll do the referee next time. You didn't like doing that. I'll do the refereeing for the next one.
What,
if you
the
want.
easy one?
Although you have set a precedent with that idea there of it not being the best players, it's just about
Yeah.
the team and the season. Let's carry on.
We'll just remember that, because he is probably in the
Started
top
something,
2
Joe, you know.
or 3 keepers in the entire league.
Come on.
The players have to be the top 2 or 3 players in their position in the league, I'd say.
Okay, next up, let's go with your centre-back
making up
partner. You
rules.
both went for Virgil van Dijk. So who have you gone with for centre-back? I think we need to straighten Jose Sarr a bit.
Yeah,
on
he's
the
all
forward.
over the place.
Yeah.
As it won't. Line him
So
up
go on,
with
Harry, you
Rice.
start us off.
I've gone with the one and only Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, again, that position in centre back, it's technical because there's not a lot of great ones right now in the Premier League and in world football. But I think he's been a standout for me this season. I think his composure in that back line is second to none. I think his passing is amazing as well. He doesn't look out of place when he's playing as well. And I think with City, they've had a lot of tough games where they haven't been their best this season, but he's been the one that's kind of just controlling that back line. And I think it would be silly to add anyone else.
Okay, most goal involvements of any centre-back in the
Yeah.
Premier League as well. So he's got that to his game. You disagree, though.
Yeah,
Which
nice
is what we
try
like
again.
for
You
this
got it
show.
wrong, sadly, Harry.
Who have you gone for?
It's Joel Matip.
Absolutely.
It is Joel Matip. His progressive carries. He's got the 5th most in the league. He's a centre back. That's madness, right? And also, when you're doing a team of the season, I'm sure everyone will be putting theirs in the comments or screaming at the TV right now. It's a work of art, okay? And when you're looking at the season as a whole, those 2 centre backs, for me, that in itself and how exposed they are a lot of the time, it is a work of art. Those 2 have been phenomenal.
You had to go at Harry for putting the magnet.
I'm taking it straight back off. I'm taking it straight back off. I'm just trying to give you a visual.
Yeah, I actually think Matip might have been the best centre-back in the entire season. I actually think he might have had a better season than Van Dijk.
I'd put him in ahead of Van Dijk.
I think what it is, with Matip, seasons before, he's been a bit shaken. I think this is the one season where I feel like there's been less faults. He's actually looked like a great
He
partner
must
to
be the
Van
most
Dijk.
underrated centre-back.
But
Yeah,
I don't
for
think he's
me.
been shaky. I think he's been injured. And he's not been injured this year. That's
Going
the
back to your point with Jose Sarr, like you were saying, Alisson's
Yeah.
probably the standout keeper, the better keeper in terms of for seasons to come, but Jose Sarr we put on season. I think with that, we'd probably agree that Diaz is more of a standout player in terms of career than Joel Matip is, but I think this season, Joel Matip has probably...
I'm loving this.
I'm not mad at James for that because I agree.
I think
Matip has been
I think it's
sensational,
Matip.
so we can have that.
I'm loving this road we're going
But that's
down.
where it ends today because honestly, I'm not having it anymore. I
Okay,
feel
I'm
like
gonna struggle to get this
the
in
left back. I'm not being funny.
We'll
The
move
left
him.
back-
We'll move him.
Okay.
The left back
So we're going-
situation is...
Christian Romero as well, worth shouting out. Had a great season for Tottenham at centre-back. Another one we're chucking there. But let's move on to left-back.
Yeah, left back. Let's do left backs then. Who have you got, James?
João. Mr. Cancelo.
Can you top Cancelo?
I've gone for
So you
Robbo.
would complete a full Liverpool
Yeah.
backline with that.
Honestly, but Liverpool for me, have been the best team in the league. I know City are 1 point ahead of them, but they just look much better. I just feel like whenever a game looks like they might not win it, somehow.
Do you not think that's because City just roll everybody over every week?
But
It's
Liverpool
now at the point where
actually
you're
have
just like, oh, they've just done
a
it
good
again.
way of playing football. With
City's a City.
No, but see with City, I think they dominate. You expect them to dominate, but the work that these players do off the ball as well is ridiculous.
Yeah.
A player could have the ball in the corner, and there's like 5 or 4 players coming to swarm them, and they play as a team. But Robbo, I think, is integral and part of that play as well. I think for me, it just makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It just makes sense.
James, go on. Cancelo.
So I've gone with Cancelo, I guess, from the broader point that Man City are likely to be winners of the league. They've been dominant, and he's been their playmaker in terms of how much he's done for the team. That said, this is the hardest one for me of the whole team.
This is
Robertson
tight,
or
this.
Cancelo.
I've got to
Well, it's
agree.
your selection, mate.
Do you know what? I've seen a lot of team of the seasons, and this is completely split down the middle.
I'm more than
Cancelo
okay
and
with Robertson.
Oh, well, then that's it then.
He's got, I
There
think
we have him. Look,
he's got more assists.
Do you know what's interesting about this is Man City, favourites from the league, of course, in pole position. No Man City player in the team of the season so far.
And that's a disgrace.
If we're going with
It is a
Robertson.
disgrace, I know, but Robertson, you know,
So
we
you're
talk about
happy to
Trent a lot.
concede Cancelo, you're not happy to concede Robertson. Is that what we're doing here?
Basically, because I think it's a robbery.
I think it's a disgrace there's no City players in there so far.
I get that, but
I'm surprised.
I also
Well,
think,
I did have one here.
Well, let's talk about the midfielders then.
you don't want to do that, do you?
No.
Okay.
So Cancelo to Robertson is tight.
Yeah.
You were edging Cancelo, but Harry's gone straight in with Robertson. Are we sticking
James
with
is a
Robertson?
smart man. He understands
Look,
where I'm
potentially
coming
Man
from.
City midfielders. Should we move on to your midfielders
Yeah.
who we've got in this selection? Options
Potentially
here?
being the keeper.
Okay, cool. So the next one is, for me, Rodri. I think Rodri has taken over that Fernandinho role to perfection. I think he doesn't really put a foot wrong. Great passer of the ball, defensively astute. He just knows what he's doing in that midfield, and I think he's integral for that from getting the ball from defence to midfield and to attack. I think, yeah, he's going to be a mainstay for a long time at City for me.
Yeah, he's the classic example of a player who first season under Pep, learning the system,
Yeah.
developing, improving. Second season is just unbelievable.
There's been quite a few of those players for Man City. First
Sterling,
season,
Mahrez.
Bernardo Silva,
Yeah.
unreal. But yeah, for me, he's the one.
Who have you got, Jimbo?
Bernardo Silva. It has to be in this team. Has to be. If there's one Man City player for me that has to be in this team, it's got to be him.
Do you know what's interesting about this midfield three is that you've both picked a Man City player and neither of you have gone Kevin De Bruyne.
No, you must have
Have
KDB.
you
Somebody
got-
must have
I've
KDB.
got-
You've got Kevin De Bruyne
yeah,
as
I've
well,
got him,
sorry.
I've got
But
him.
the first one that you've both said is
You
not
wouldn't
Kevin
have
De Bruyne.
KDB in the
Because I
team
just-
of the
Sorry,
season,
so
Jimbo.
KDB is
Will be
not in your team of the season.
I'm
Absolutely.
close to walking off set.
Right, right.
As I said,
I'm
this
close
is-
to walking off set here.
It's a work of art, like I said.
Let's just explain
and I
why
will-
KDB's not in your team.
because of my next pick.
Which we'll get to.
Which we'll get to.
'cause
Okay.
I can
I'm
see it
intrigued.
now, and it's a horror show.
Bernardo Silva, for the entirety of the season, has been phenomenal. Runs 12k every single game, plays on the right, plays as a false nine, plays on the left, plays in a double pivot with Rodri and makes Rodri look unbelievable in games against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
versatile, yeah.
He could play absolutely everywhere. And they were looking to get rid of him at the start of the season.
Well, no.
He is phenomenal. In terms of the entirety of the season, he might not have the assists, but that's probably because he's working for the team a lot of the time in the role that he
Still
plays.
the most goals in his
He's
Premier
awesome.
League career this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what? And when De Bruyne was
so
injured
many
for a lot
goals,
of the first half of the season, Bernardo Silva picked up the slack.
But this guy doesn't stop. There's never a game where he's like not in the game. He is.
But would you
again,
play him alongside Rice?
Yeah, I don't think you can put. I
for
think
this,
it's
what
him
we
or
do,
Rice.
because
Yeah.
they're both different players, type of players. I think we need to see what your second pick is. so we
But
can
do you know what?
establish who the two are.
In
So
regards
who's the
to how
second
this
player
looks,
that you've
because
gone
he is such a defensive midfield player, I would actually take away Rodri and put Bernardo Silva. 'Cause I
Okay, so
agree.
let's get
Okay.
Bernardo up
I
there.
agree
Fine.
with James. But my
Sounds
next one here, there's no debate about this. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, for me, the last 3 months has been world class, and there's a reason why people say he's the best midfield player in the Premier League or in
the world.
history.
In the world,
In the
yeah.
world. There's a reason why, and his stats show it. To score a hat trick with your left foot, come on now, like
19 goals this season from centre
it's
mid.
a joke, man.
What in the Premier
actually
League?
a joke.
19 goals,
Yeah.
19 goals this season, 15 in the Premier League, yeah.
15 goals in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
yeah. Like
From centre mid.
from centre mid, it's a
He's
joke.
not playing centre mid. He goes. They're
He
dominating
does
parks
what he
inside
wants
their
though.
half.
Whips it in.
Parks
He does
inside their
everything.
half.
8 goals, 5 assists in his last
Come on,
9
man.
appearances. in the
I
Premier.
What are we doing?
am surprised if he's not in anyone's team this season. I've got to be
course.
honest. I think he's been
Look, I'm
absolutely phenomenal. and he always
wait,
is.
to be honest, let's just see
Let's
what.
hear
Okay,
your
here we go.
alternate
Well,
selection.
So as I said at the start of this, okay, a team of the season is not the best players because we could have done that at the start of the season.
This is
And
madness.
Jose Sarr is in this team because he deserves to be because he's exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Secondly, the team of the season is a work of art. Okay, you need to think about the season and the players that have defined it. Okay,
Say the name.
and that is why the most improved player, a player who was a chump at the start of the season,
Go on.
just go, do you want to go midfield and become world class? Yes, I'd love to do that. Joe Linton, bang,
God.
get him in that team.
All right,
okay,
so it's been good.
because
saying
when
this
you've got your
whole
most
season.
improved,
No, I've
Harry,
loved it. I've actually loved this whole season. But
I
I've
want to
leave
live. You should want this, Joe, as a fellow Joe, Mr. Linton. Should
He's
be on this
had,
team.
he's had a really improved season, markedly improved season.
the
I
most
don't-
improved player in the
I
league
don't
by a
think-
mile.
Harry
surely.
Stace, you're not having that pick at
Better
all.
than Kevin De Bruyne.
You're focusing on the wrong things.
No, I'm focusing
I
on
don't
the
even
right
think
things.
he's Newcastle's best centre mid.
He's player of the season.
I think Bruno Guimaraes.
But Newcastle.
I
Are you saying you
prefer.
know more than Newcastle fans? Is that what you're trying
I'm
to say?
not
Joe?
saying that because he's been very consistent across
Player
the course of the
voted
season.
by the
Kevin
fans.
De Bruyne is going to be in the team of the
Great player.
season, regardless of what you
We can't
think
leave the best
or
midfielder in the
anyone
world
thinks.
out of the team
Honestly,
of the season.
like you know
He
that.
didn't play. He didn't play much of the first half.
Look.
Joe Linton.
Just look at how that looks. Go put Joe there. Put Joe there and see how
I want to live in a world where Joe Linton is in the team of the season because he allows you to believe that just a little tweak.
It's not going to be this world.
Just a little tweak can make you an amazing player.
Maybe the afterworld.
I want to live in that world.
He's undeniably been the most improved player this season. But
and you're not going to put that guy in the team of the season.
But that doesn't put you on the par with the top 2 or 3 players in their
you're
position
talking about something different here. You're talking about the best players. No, you're talking about the best players. We're talking about the team of the season.
You're talking about season. Kevin De Bruyne is nominated as player of the season. As many people's player of the season. So he's clearly had a good season.
So is Jarrod Bowen. So is James Ward-Prowse.
This is what you call being wrong and strong. This is it. He's trickled down.
But it's on the board there. So that is, we sort of got agreement. That is confirmation of the agreed.
Hang on, who's agreed on this?
Can
I put him on the bench?
We're going with Kevin De Bruyne.
Can I put him on the bench?
I think we're all agreeing. Stick him on the bench if you want. Joe Linton's on the bench, but that is the team of the season. Let us know on social what you think of that. That is Harry Pinero and James' team of the season.